out there. Spread a little aloha around the world. At breakfast with Bob.
Thank you, Poncho Man, and welcome to Breakfast with Bob, everybody, our Nice World Championship edition. My name is Bob Babbitt. We are brought to you by HOKA Fly Human Fly, Master Spas, Precision Fuel and Hydration, Deboer Wetsuits, Outrigger, Kona Resort and Spa, stay longer, save more. And of course, our Challenge Athletes Foundation. Our next guest has had a phenomenal season, and it really kicked off. We chatted with him at Challenge Championship Samorin, and he went on to destroy that race and win it off the front. And the rest of the season has been awesome. Mr. Kristian Hogenhaug joins us. Kristian, how you doing, bud?
Thanks. I'm doing great. Flying to Nice in 2 days, so really looking forward to get there and soak a bit of World Championship vibes to get the last bit of excitement going.
It's funny, when we were chatting, you had come off of Ironman Texas, had been 20th there, and we were chatting at Challenge Championship Samorin, and I think you hadn't won a race since 2022 at Challenge Salau. And in our conversation, it was almost like, gosh, am I going to win again? I'm not really sure what's going on. I feel like my training is there, but I'm not getting the results that I want to get. And then you go out a couple days later and just slam it, 156 bike and 113 half marathon, 323. And from there, what an epic race at Frankfurt, right? Every race you were in, Placid was a classic too, but Frankfurt, when I look at Frankfurt with everything that happened there and just looking, it was like the who's who. You've got Gustav Iden, you've got Magnus Ditlev, you've got Casper Storms, you got Cam Wurf, you've got Christian Blumenfeld. Everybody is there, and here you are, over 8 minute lead off the bike, right? And that was what were you thinking? Here I am. This is probably one of the greatest fields ever assembled, and Magnus is 8:48 back, Casper's 8:57, Christian's like 9 minutes back. Will you just have one of those days where everything just felt great?
Yeah, I knew I was in really, really good shape because we could kind of build upon the momentum I gained after Challenge Samorin, where I was also in a very good shape, but maybe I lacked a bit of some good running fitness, and that was what I felt like I needed to be very competitive in Frankfurt. So it was actually a really nice, for once, going into a big race and know that I was in a really, really good shape. It played out totally different than I had imagined. In my head, my dream scenario would be to catch the front together with Magnus and then ride off with him.
Yes.
But I came out of the water maybe 1.5 minutes in front of him. And then, of course, I didn't just ride easy, but I rode steady plus, or what you could say, just to try and catch the front. And then I knew that Magnus would come blasting from behind. But then every time I got a split, I could see I was taking time on Magnus and I was gaining on the front. So when I then got to the front, I knew I just couldn't wait for Magnus to get there. I had to make a move on my own, and I had prior, I knew where I would make my attack and made it there, and then it all went from there. So I had to kind of plan along, because I had beforehand, I knew in such a big field, when it's so deep and dense, it's when you're off the front alone, it's a really big disadvantage in most races.
Well, in this one, but then in the run, it's 4-loop run course. So you see these guys. So you can see Kristian. You can see these guys coming. And you ran a 2:45 marathon off the bike and went 7:35. So you have to be thinking, I did everything right. The guy had to run a 2:30 marathon to beat me by a couple minutes. I mean, if he runs a 2:33, you're winning the race. I mean, you did everything right, and the guy you forced him to have a phenomenal run, right? If he doesn't run 2:30, he doesn't win the race.
Yeah, I think I knew there were some turnaround points where we could see each other, and I think each time we saw each other, we kind of looked at the watch and saw I guess he saw how much time he had gained on me, and I saw like how much time I have lost to him. So and I think we could both calculate like at the end of round 2 that if I kept my pace, it would come down to the very last case on the run.
Yeah.
But then the gas went off a little bit for my on my side, so he caught me a little bit earlier than I had hoped for. But so from there it was just try to get second, but for a long time it was a really close battle.
Well, and that's really, I mean, having a race like that, and when you look at the podium again with all these world champions and you're there, that's pretty cool. That sets up well for Nice. Now, do you feel like this Nice course is good for you?
I think it can be like if you look at my last performance there, where I also ended up DNFing, maybe that doesn't really speak into my favor. And I think on that day I lost maybe 15 minutes to late low on the bike alone.
Yeah.
So, but I think I'm a completely different athlete at 2 years later now. So I think my durability is a lot better. Then I'm excited to see how much power to weight, how important that really is. I have a lot more power than I had the last time, but I think the weight is probably still the same. So,
well, it's not like Sam. Not like Sam Laidlaw is a small guy.
No. He's also one of the
and Magnus,
not the heaviest guy, but he's definitely a lot heavier than Patrick Lang.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it a couple of years ago, and the nice thing about that course for a big guy, I mean, it's 8,000 feet of climbing, but there's a lot. 35 to 70 is really rolling. 25 to 35 is some major climbing, and the 80 to 100 is down. So you've got and then it's flat the last 12 miles or so. So you've got a course that really can suit you well. There's your power really comes into it as well.
Yeah, for sure. So I think if you're a strong athlete and can keep a good power on the climbs and then still ride steady on the flat and rolling parts, then you can ride it really fast, as we saw Laidlaw did.
Yeah, when you won at Samorin, at Challenge Championship, did that sort of change your mindset from, okay, I was wondering if I was going to win again. I was wondering if I've been doing all this training and I haven't seen the results. Now you see the results. Does that change your mindset heading into Frankfurt?
Yeah, in a way, it's a confirmation that, like, as an athlete, and I also started quite late in my triathlon journey. So, like the doubt in the back of your head is always telling you that, do I belong in this field, and can my like development curve keep up with the rest of the field? So having a good race there definitely, and after a win or a very good performance, you just carry a lot of like just positive vibes, and it's almost like you just adapt to the training a lot better when you get home for a limited time period, and that's exactly what happened there. And so for sure, like I also knew that I was in good shape, so that of course helps. And but yeah, it's a good confirmation that I know if my training goes well, I can get to a world-class level. But it's not like, for me, it requires that everything kind of lines up. It's not like it would just happen overnight. It has to be like a longer period where everything aligns, I would say. Yeah.
So you also got that was sort of a weird thing. You got a penalty, like a 1 minute stand down. I mean, what was that? I still can't figure out. Was it a friend of yours screaming at you? What was going on?
It was. I know him pretty well. One of Magnus's supporters, who first ran a little bit with me too, because he was also yelling some time splits to me, and then maybe 100 meters down the road, my coach also, and you're not allowed to run with any athlete. But then the judge saw that like the first guy had ran a little bit with me and kind of maybe, I don't know if he gave him a warning, but at least he noticed it. And then when my coach did the same thing and ran 10 meters beside me, then that kind of ticked off that the warning then got into a penalty. So, and
the hard part of that is going from running as well to stopping and then trying to get back up to speed again, and just mentally. I can't even imagine what Magnus was going through, feeling like he was disqualified the whole time and then having that overturned. Oh my God. The last thing you want is an official to affect your race when you're just, all you're doing is racing. You're not controlling what someone's doing on the sideline.
No, that's the thing. Yeah. And it's, in a way, it's so hard to regulate, I would say. I don't know how to, it's for sure it's gonna be a problem, but I mean, I accepted the penalty and didn't want to use too much negative energy on it.
Yeah.
Also because
you can't do anything about it.
Yeah. So
control the things you can control.
Yeah. Then try to look at it in a positive way, and then I got 1 minute where I could stand still.
Right.
I mean, in the end, I just actually mostly hope for my coach and how he would feel afterwards, that it wouldn't come down to 1 minute being.
At least it was 2.5 minutes. Yeah.
I don't think he could ever like. He would never be able to live with that.
I cost him the European Championship. The other race that I really enjoyed was the Lake Placid. It's raining, and here, Trevor Foley's having this amazing day, and obviously you're known as this uber cyclist, but then you run your way in the second. That's pretty cool. And having that had made you feel good. Is like, it looks like Trevor's going to win this thing off the front, and then you and Matthew both go by him, and Matthew gets the win and breaks the course record by 5 minutes. You get second, and Trevor, so it's like 7:55, 7:56, 7:57. But again, that's fun racing when there's three people. I mean, obviously you want to win every race and you want people to be 20 minutes back, but it's also fun to be in a race like you were in Frankfurt and you were here.
Exactly. In the end, that's why we do it. And that's also what we see more and more with the more dense fields, that you don't just pace your own effort, you actually race. And that was really nice at that race, because it ended up being like a biker's race in a way. Like on the bike course was a 2-loop course. So we were riding with Trevor, Matthew, and
you had Robert Kalin there, you had Leon Chevalier.
So it was a really, really strong group, and I think we all knew that we were riding quite a bit faster than everyone behind, and so in that way it was like we could just focus on each other, and so in that way it was nice just to know that, okay, we can actually go very hard, because we will all maybe run quite similar times, and then maybe one guy will have a really good day and outrun the others. But like Matthew was fighting that hard. That was a really impressive performance he had on the run, and what Trevor did on the bike was just amazing. So
yes, that was very cool. Well, it sets up. I mean, Nice is gonna, because all those guys will be there. Everybody's gonna be. Not including Kristian and Gustav and everybody else, and Patrick Lange, who was second there last time, and then obviously Sam Laidlow, who's the last time there, he win this thing. So
and it's gonna make it so hard to make a proper race plan, because there are gonna be so many races within the race. I mean, you'll have probably at the front Laidlow and Schomburg, Van Riel. Really trying to make a big gap on to the rest of the field, and then behind maybe you'll have guys like Magnus. I don't know if hopefully I can ride with him, and Quad, and then further behind you'll have guys like Sam Long, Leon, Worth. So it's like
Patrick.
So who's like Yeah, and that was only the really good bikers I mentioned there. So it's like maybe some of those guys will carry along other guys that can run really fast and merge group together. So yeah,
And if,
it's really hard to say how it's gonna play out.
well, how's it play out if it becomes a non-wetsuit swim?
For me, that would be the perfect scenario because then,
Don't you think?
yeah, because I think the the gap to the really fast guys will stay the same, but I think, for example, Magnus benefits quite a bit more from a wetsuit than I do.
Yeah.
So the chances of me, getting out of the water with him is bigger, and I think the gap to like other fast bikers like Leon or Worth, who can also place like very high at the end of the race, will also be a bit bigger. So
Right.
that would be good. Yeah.
Very fun. Well, Kristian, you've had a phenomenal season. I'm so excited to just see what you've done since Challenge Championship because I could tell during that interview you were questioning. It's like, oh, am I going to win again? Am I still right there? And it just seems like since then, trajectory's going straight up, and now you get to finish the season off with a great field, which you love, on a really challenging, fair course. Nobody's going to be saying somebody sat in and drafted at the end of this bike ride.
No, for sure not. No, and it's the last time on the Nice course, so I think something spectacular is gonna happen. Like I hope we'll see like a replica of what happened in Hawaii last year, where everyone just goes full gas from the start.
Yep.
And then let's see who has the most left in the tank on the run, and let's see everyone suffer from the first kilometer on the run instead of like a well-paced.
Yes, see who doesn't explode during the run. Yeah. Well, you got, in Kona last year, you got ninth at Kona, which is awesome. Because I don't, that with that heat, you wouldn't think that's a great course for you, but you did great. And were you happy with that?
Very happy. Yeah. I mean, in 19, I sat down with my coach and made a 5-year plan that we thought that if we did everything right from that moment and I got everything out of my potential, then like the end goal of that 5-year plan would be a top 10 at the Ironman World Championship. And
you got it.
And we got it. Yeah. And of course, now we think there is more to be gained, and that it's definitely not the end destination. So, but I guess that's how every elite athlete thinks, that we're not at the top yet. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, obviously you're not. You keep getting better. That's what it's all about. And you made now, was it a coaching change? What did you have a transition in this last year?
No, I think what really happened was like the last time I raced actually the turning point was the last time I raced in Nice. I just had 2 not so great or very inconsistent seasons, and I hadn't really improved in 2 years.
Yeah.
And then and it's not like I have ever been like very thin or lean or anything like that, but I still got a stress fracture in my sacrum 2 weeks after the Ironman World Championship in Nice. Oh. So I just think my body was worn down, and like literally after that, like then of course I couldn't run for a couple of months, but we just made big adjustments in how we approach the training, with maybe a little less training, and maybe if I didn't feel good, maybe I took a rest day instead.
More recovery.
Just listen to the body a little bit more, and then within the next 3 months after the stress fracture, I improved more on the bike than I had the previous 2 years. So I just think that maybe the body started to kind of absorb the training again. Yes. And then we actually then of course we could see that, okay, first of all, for me, it was a lot more enjoyable to train because I didn't feel like rubbish all the time. and also improved. So two good things, and yeah, we just carried on with that momentum. And so I think, yeah, last year I had my best season ever, and I think this season is even better than last year. So
No question.
yeah, so it's just really nice to see that the body actually responds to the stimuli that you give it. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Well, sometimes a tendency, especially when you're younger, is just more is better. Just keep training, just throw it out. And then you, after a while, you start looking at it and go, wait a second, I've got to be a little more selective in what I'm doing here because
Yeah.
you can't maintain that, right? You can't maintain it forever. You need to pick your spots for when you're going to be doing long bike rides and long runs because body's only got a certain amount of those in there. So.
Yeah, exactly. And I think also as a younger athlete, you look at Strava, Instagram, and like see all these crazy efforts that people are doing, and you want to like replicate it. And the quotes are like something like, "What really matters is hard work, and hard work wins," and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
that kind of becomes the mentality.
exactly.
And for some athletes, it probably, yeah, for me at least, it like just went too far off the hard work.
Exactly. Easy
Thing.
to do. You're not the first one to do it.
No, it's a lot easier to like rest in that. Okay, I did a lot of crazy workouts, more than to be calm with the. I did a lot of rest. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah, rest is good.
it is good. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely, yeah.
it's hard to look at it sometimes that it is part of training because people a lot of times think that if I'm resting, I'm sort of wasting my time where it's recovery. One of my buddies went to run in Kenya with the top Kenyans.
Yeah.
And yeah, and he said, I used to think I was recovering when I'd go for a long run and then I'd go and do grocery shopping and do some social media. Because when I'm running with those guys, we'd run and then they would lay on a rock and watch the clouds float by for
No
hours.
social media.
No social media, no grocery shopping. It was real recovery. And he said it made such a huge difference because your mind is at peace. Everything's you're resting, you're recovering for that next workout. So
Hmm.
you're doing the right stuff, my friend, and I can't wait to see what you do at Nice. It's going to be really, really fun.
Thank you.
That's going to be the race of the year. That's going to be a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
for sure.
I love it. Kristian, thank you for taking time. Always a pleasure to chat. And how's your little one doing?
She's doing great. So now I'm
How
just
old is she
waiting
now?
for. She is 10 days. So yeah, still very newborn looking. But that's, I mean, I thought I would, I didn't think I would enjoy like the newborn baby stage,
Yes.
but it's been truly amazing just to, when you actually, yeah, when you're done training and then just lay there with
Because
a
she
little.
could care less if you had a good workout or had a crappy
No, no,
workout. All she cares about is daddy's home.
yeah. So it's yeah, it's really good. Like it's carrying a lot of positive energy with it also.
Love it. Kristian, thank you again for the chat. Always a pleasure. And we'll chat with you after Nice. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, hopefully.
Kristian Hogenhaug has been our guest again, everybody. Hold on. We will be right back.